Hi, Max Brantley with the Arkansas Times on Monday, December the 18th, 1 week away from Christmas. Well, the Senate is hurrying to give a Christmas present to rich people by tomorrow with a final vote on a big tax bill that'll provide an enormous tax cut for wealthy people, not so much for the rest of us. But there are some complications. John McCain has gone home to Arizona to battle cancer, and also Bob Corker, who'd been reluctant to support the bill, came over, but it turns out that a final edition of the bill includes a big tax break for real estate investors like Bob Corker, the Corker kickback they're calling it. Well, he says he just hadn't read the whole bill. Don't need to read it. It's good enough for Trump, good enough for the rest of us, I suppose. Not the same amount of hurry by the Senate and other members of the legislature on the Child's Health Insurance Program, which provides insurance coverage to some 9 million American children, 400,000 of them in Arkansas. The deadline has passed for renewal of the program. States are running on reserves. By late spring, millions of children won't have health coverage. That doesn't seem to be a top priority for this Congress. More Trump travails. John Kennedy, a Republican senator from Louisiana, became an internet hit with his questioning of one of Donald Trump's wholly unqualified nominees for a federal judgeship, a guy who'd been chair of the Federal Communications Commission, or Election Commission, but apparently didn't know a whole lot about some of the basics of practicing law, and not having tried a case in court himself. Well, Kennedy said he talked to Trump about this. Trump said, "Hey, I don't read these guys' resumes. That's somebody on my staff. If you get a guy who's unqualified, do your job." Well, the president ought to do his job and send over qualified nominees, but apparently that's not happening, and quite a few of these are being approved despite their apparent lack of qualifications. It'll be interesting to see if in the end Kennedy opposes this nomination when it reaches the floor of the Senate. Also today, related to Trump administration policies, 75 clergy members from around Arkansas gathered at the Capitol today to decry the Trump administration's decision to end the DACA program, that's deferred acceptance of children of immigrants in the country, and also to reduce the refugee numbers accepted into the United States to a 37-year low. The clergy members said that it's in the Bible that we should look out for people in these circumstances. The politicians who like to wave the Bible at other times seem to misplace that book when it comes to dealing with immigrants and refugees fleeing impossible situations. News locally, Joseph Jones, who's been president of Arkansas Baptist College for a year, trying to clean up a financial mess left by the previous administration, apparently has run afoul of the Board of Trustees. He was dismissed last Thursday, according to several reliable sources. No official word from the college yet, and no word yet on who will lead the school and after his departure. More gunshots in Little Rock early this morning out in southwest Little Rock on Wakefield and Vancouver. Houses shot up in 2 cases, but like they say on the old westerns, they just winged a few people there. Nobody in danger of dying anytime soon. The Arkansas Times reported over the weekend that FOI requests for records of legislators who've been accused of sexual harassment over the last 10 years apparently turned up at least one document responsive to that FOI request, but Attorney General Leslie Rutledge says that's a personnel record not open to public inspection. I don't know how legislators are viewed as personnel under the requirements of the FOI law. You'll have to ask Leslie Rutledge about that. And speaking of the FOI law, there's a Little Rock lawyer who made an FOI request to the Razorback Foundation for details on how Jeff Long's pay as athletic director was enhanced by a loan to purchase whole life insurance policies, and how those deals worked out after he was fired by the University of Arkansas not long ago. Well, the Razorback Foundation says it's not subject to the FOI. The university did provide some information itself about this deal and a little bit about what it knew about the workout. But here's the thing, the Razorback Foundation operates from money that flows from a public operation, the football and basketball programs, particularly of a public university. Public university handles seating arrangements and parking for people who make extra contributions to the Razorback Foundation in return for good tickets. The university makes offers to the athletic director, football coaches, and assistant coaches of pay for which it commits the Razorback Foundation to pay part of those promised payments. There clearly is an entanglement of public and private here. The Razorback Foundation is private in name only. It doesn't exist but for its relationship with the University of Arkansas. The do-right rule, if not the law, said they ought to be open and accountable for how they take in and spend money, and whether some of these deals are good ones. At the moment, the University of Arkansas and the Razorback Foundation are on the hook for some $19 million in potential buyouts for all the people that got fired in the bloodbath that saw Long, Brett Bielema, and his entire assistant football coaching staff, save one, sent looking for other work. So that's the news today. I'm back after a week abroad. Things looked a little bit better in England, in jolly old England, I must say, but we're still resisting. I'll be back tomorrow.